Curious what kind of buzz you get from clients around Bitcoin, what you're seeing and what you're telling them.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question, Sarah. And so I think what it is that we're seeing a lot more institutions starting to look at not necessarily just Bitcoin, but the blockchain as a viable way for managing different use cases. And so we're not necessarily telling clients to use it as a way to protect against inflation or to move away from Bitcoin to gold. But I think a lot of, I have to echo on what Mike said, is that you're seeing people essentially almost like a herd mentality that the low supply is driving up the price. And so, it's to be determined whether or not Bitcoin is going to be viable long term and whether or not essentially it gets full adoption. But I think the use cases and the fact that institutional investors are interested in it is what's driving up a lot of the price right now.
AJ, as you were talking, we had a headline at the bottom of our screen that Apple is going to be temporarily closing its Los Angeles stores. I mean, perhaps that's the only option you have when there is a local ordinance for a stay-at-home order. But Apple has been sort of the tail wagging the dog for the rest of the market throughout the course of this pandemic. And I'm wondering if you think that the hit that the company will take, or perhaps even the encouragement of other companies to follow suit and close their retail stores where they haven't already made those announcements, what do you think the impact to the market and the economy could be?
So that's a great question. I think essentially the market is priced in the pandemic in a sense, and we understand at this point that vaccine execution is really what we need to get to, and looking forward to 2021. And so it's really unfortunate that unemployment's still at 6.7%. As we saw this week, those unemployment numbers were around 880,000. We knew this would kind of happen as we moved into the winter. The tech names have done well, performed well. We have seen a broadening out, a rotation into some more cyclicals, and the Russell 2000 performing obviously great this week, and for the quarter outperforming all indices. But we kind of saw this coming, and I think really at this point the market is further looking at, as long as we have vaccine execution and earnings expectations are starting to meet further down the line in 2021, much of this is somewhat priced in, that we saw some lockdowns and restrictions coming forward in the next couple months.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.